Welcome to Locked Solid Picks, where we bringing you nothing but the locks every week, every NFL Sunday, Thursday night games too, Monday night games too.
For sure, for sure.
I'm your boy Smooth One Away.
So I'm Jermaine, but you can call me Jeezy Luck. Jermaine, Jeezy Luck, either one. Preferably Jeezy Luck.
And it's your boy Mike, aka Mike Jinks.
All right, and then we coming to you. What's the day? The day is was Friday before the week 4 schedule on the NFL game. So we may do a couple of college games as well. But you know, I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started on it. I guess we want to kind of explain too, what the whole life solid is all about. So basically, what we do, we don't pick that. We do make picks on games, but we mostly specialize in prop bet. So who we think got the best chance to get this many yards per week, and we parlay them into you know one big parlay to try to cash out on it, win big time on it. So that's what our expertise lie. So with that being said, you guys got anything you want to add to it?
Hey, where we went 9-3 week one, we went 9-4 week two. Um, Last week wasn't a good week, but we feeling good about our picks this week. We're gonna take y'all through the process of how we actually get our prop bets and get our parlays together. So y'all can join, y'all can tell the bets or fade us. It's up to your choice. But I think y'all want to roll with the lock solid picks.
Yeah, because even on the weeks when we lose, we still do good. So with that being said, like you don't like he said, like you can tell them pretty much Copeland. What we suggest bet for bet, or you can take what you think that you may like from what the options that we give you. You may win like that. So, but we got a pretty high rate. We hit on a pretty high rate of the players that we do pick. So lock it, lock it in.
Let's
Lock it.
get
You
it,
got
man.
Mike.
Let's get it. Ready to talk football. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, so we ain't messing with that Falcons Jaguar game in London, right, fellas? Do we want to stay away from that one? Because we
Yeah.
might wake up, and before we wake up, our parlay might be busted already.
Right. You never know what you're gonna get, man, when they in that international setting. I mean, it could be hit or miss, so might
Yeah,
want to stay away from that.
yeah. You would think they would want to perform well for the when they play them international games,
Yeah,
just to get those fans some excitement. But ain't nothing promised, so we can't bet our bankroll on that. So we
and
just gonna move on.
especially since so we right now we're doing like an all dogs pick pretty much. All right, cool.
All dogs.
And then with the all dogs, I'm pretty sure what most people know what that mean. That's when you got dogs on your team, that's superstars. They're the ones that's gonna show up week in and week out. So they've been putting up the numbers so far this year. So we're gonna try to roll with a pick like one of those and see what we come up with.
Already, we
So
want to kick it off with this Miami Buffalo game.
okay. Well, we know Tua got to go on there. He's having an MVP like type year. Um, he's going, right now he's my vote for MVP. So, and Mike, that's your team. That's your quarterback.
Oh yeah, and last week, what they put up 70,
Put up
and
70.
Tua had a lot to do with that. So I think with Josh Allen on the other side, you know, he probably gonna have to put up similar numbers to keep track. So I'm definitely down with putting him on.
Okay. So
How
what?
many yards?
Um, I mean, he averaging. It seems like somewhere between. I mean, a safe number that 275 to 300 range. So I'm good with either one of those. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
I'm good with 300. 300 is a plus 178. I feel like it's gonna be one of them shootout type games. It's a division game, so you got to kind of watch that. Those games could go either way, but these two offenses are clicking right now, so I think it's gonna be high scoring. I like two or 300. What you think, Jesus?
I'm with it.
I mean 300. I'm sorry.
300. I'm
Oh,
with it.
Yep.
okay.
And
That's a lot.
game time weather 62 degrees and sunny, so it
Oh,
shouldn't
that's
be
football
nothing
weather.
hindering him from throwing. Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
football weather, there, baby.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
So
we good.
yeah, we all in agreement on that. Then lock it
Uh,
in.
I,
What about
Lock it in.
what about Josh Allen?
oh man, it's at least four dogs on the in this game right here.
Okay.
Josh Allen is one.
Okay.
Um, I think the boy done took a step back, but again, offense starting to click. Seem like him and Diggs, him and Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox. I can see him going for at least 275 in this game to try to keep up with two, especially if they get behind early. I can see him throwing for 275, which is a plus 102.
Okay. I'm with that. What you think, Mike?
Yeah,
Mike
I'm
G?
with it. I know he got to keep track with Tua, so I think it's gonna be a shootout. So I'm definitely down with 275 for Josh.
All
All
right,
right.
shoot all around the ball yard. All right, let's see.
Y'all the
Um,
lock. Lock it.
Lock it. Well, with that being said, I guess we got to talk about who they throwing it to and what do we see out of those guys. So I just thought about going with. I mean, the obvious is Tyreek Hill, the cheetah. He been balling out every week this year. It seems like, and
Mhm.
you know, I be honest, when we've been picking him, we've been kind of hesitant on the yards when we were actually underestimating him because the yards that we normally pick him for, he doubles that on a weekly basis. So with us going with the dogs, man, I'm thinking at least 100 yards on him.
At least 100. He done got 100 in every game. He can get 100 on two plays. The kid is explosive, man. I like his 100 yards, which is a plus 140.
Which he's averaging more than 100 yards per game because he got 25 receptions, 412 yards so far in 3 games.
In
So
three
if he
games.
had 400 yards in 3 games, that 100 should be a lot. So I say lock it in.
Lock. Well, he say he want 2,000 yards this season, so he on pace. Um, now here come the kicker. Y'all know they don't know our history with Stephon Diggs, but we know our history with Diggs. He's a dog. Don't make no mistake about it. But man, he burned us so much, man. But Josh Allen got to throw to somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, it's either between him and Gabe Davis, which is Gabe Davis is a big play receiver. Um, if we choose to go with him, his 50 yards is a plus 104. We're trying to stay in like plus money, plus odds.
Yeah.
Because we're only going with like seven picks on this parlay. So we want to like maximize it as much as possible. Again, Gabe Davis 50 yards is plus 104. Stephon, to get in plus money range, we would have to go 90 yards with him, which is a plus 120. I
I'm
don't know if
currently
I'm
hit.
comfortable. Go ahead.
Well, with Diggs currently, his average is about 93 yards per game. Um, he has 279 yards in the three weeks so far. So that puts him at about 93 yards per game. So I think 90. If we going all in and doing all dogs, that's the guy you probably want to go with.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with
Yeah.
that.
Like how you think, son?
Yeah, I mean, if we underestimate these guys last week, so yeah, man, like let's take out the straps, man. I like
Take
I
out
like
the training
Stephon.
wheel. We gotta take
Take
the
them all,
training wheel
man.
out.
Got to. 90 yards plus 120.
Lock it.
Lock it.
Lock.
Do we like anybody else? I think we got enough dogs out of this game. We got the top four dogs.
Yeah, we got the top four. If
We
we
might
need some
revisit
more,
this
we
game.
may be able to revisit. Hmm.
Yeah, we could revisit. We could probably revisit this, or if we do like a second parlay. Uh, Next game, I guess we'll roll with that. But the next game on my slate is Pittsburgh, Houston. I don't really see no dogs.
Mm,
I think we'll be taking chances on that.
yeah, I, I probably wouldn't touch that one right now. What else we got?
We got another lackluster game with the Rams and the Colts. Now the kid who stepped in for Cooper Cup for the Rams, he's been balling. Matt Stafford been getting him the ball. Um, I wouldn't call him a dog just yet. He got to show me some more. But I don't know if this is something we want to not touch or roll the dice on. What you think, fellas?
Well, to your point, um, he may not be a dog yet. And by the way, his name is Puka. I don't think any one of us know how to pronounce the last name yet. But I mean, how can you forget Puka? So we just go
Puka.
with Puka Nasiu or something like that. But anyway, man, that boy Puka been showing out for the last couple of weeks. He been getting all the targets. He been playing that. What's his name? What's
Cooper
the
Cup.
injury? Yeah, he been playing like the Cooper Cup role for the past couple of weeks, man. And one thing about Sean McVay, they come from that Shanahan tree, so they know how to scheme wide receivers open and stuff. So I can see him getting 80 at least 90 yards. Just depending on what the odds say too. Whether we want to roll with that one or not. And then the Colts, their defense is kind of suspect right now. So that's another thing that may go in our favor.
Okay.
So
Good
that
points.
that may be one to lock in, or we can sit that over to the side and maybe come back to it. What y'all think?
Yeah, we could revisit that one because I like the kid. Um, I mean, we know Matt Stafford, a gunslinger. Like you say,
Yeah.
McVay. McVay wanna, he come from that tree. They gonna put up some numbers, and they've been pretty competitive in the games they've been playing, which is surprising to me. Thus far. Um, we can revisit because we not, we'll see what other dogs are out there. We might come revisit this one.
Yeah. They are
Right
they
there.
are on the road, but they're in the dome, so I don't think like throwing is gonna be a factor.
Nah,
What is Matt Stafford himself looking like in terms of plus? Where does his plus start?
Matt Stafford. Let's see. He 275 for plus 122. 250 is minus 162, which is still good odds.
Right.
Um, for 250, which I feel he's capable of getting that against Indianapolis Colts secondary. Uh, again that might be something we want to pair if we
Hmm.
go with those two, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I keep connecting to those averages. I might have to change my name from Mike Jink to Average Mike because
Average
he
Mike.
averaging he averaging 300 yards a game, so a little bit over 300 yards a game.
Hey
So,
man, you the
but
numbers
yeah, we
guy.
can definitely put him on the side. But that's just something to note, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if y'all didn't know, Mike know his math. He know his
Oh yeah.
numbers.
Oh yeah.
So the analytics, that's him. So yeah, we gonna.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll revisit that one. The next game on the slate is Minnesota versus Carolina in Carolina. One of the biggest dogs out there, Justin Jefferson.
Man, I've been waiting on this game.
Lock
Lock.
it.
100 yards.
100 yards. Don't even nothing to think about. No explanation. We all know
Right.
what it is. Justin Jefferson, 100 yards, which is a -122. That's fair. It ain't plus, but it'll still make the parlay look good.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't think Kirk Cousins. We don't have faith in you right now. You might only have 110 yards throwing, and all of them might go to George,
Hold up.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So
What about Adam Thielen?
it's a revenge game. I feel like I don't know if y'all been noticing, but Thielen has been very productive. He looked like the Adam Thielen of old. Whether it's Bryce Young or Andy Dalton throwing him the ball, he's getting his yards. He's averaging around like 60 yards a game or something like that. Um, a revenge game, we know how that can go. It's in Carolina. I don't know who's starting. I don't know if Bryce Young is coming back. I think I saw where he's coming back. Um, I would have preferred him probably with Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton is a more established quarterback um, who can get the receiver the ball. I haven't really been paying attention to Bryce Young, so I like Thielen, man, but
One
does
question
he
I got
belong
for
on the
y'all.
dog ticket?
What's
There
that?
you go. Is
What's that?
Adam Thielen a dog?
He is not a dog,
Not a dog. Okay. All right.
but
That's right. We rolling with dogs. I forgot.
yeah,
Just that fast.
Is he a dog?
but just FYI, his 60 yards is a plus 118. So if anybody out there like Adam Thielen, sorry, that might be something you can put on your parlay to help boost it, and he's capable of getting that. But he's not going on our parlay right now. Moving on, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
got Tampa Bay and New Orleans Saints division NFC South showdown.
Saints are at home.
Saints are at home. Chris Olave, is he a dog? I would say
Uh,
yes.
yeah, you
I
can
think
definitely
so.
make an argument. Yeah, he's starting
James Winston. Is he a dog?
to. Good
Uh,
point. Good point, Jesus. Work
good
two
point,
ways.
man. Good point.
But
Good
I
point.
will say, I mean, he never had a problem throwing for a lot of yards and distributing, getting that ball all around. Just turnovers with him
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jameis
and,
Winston he'll probably throw for 500 yards, 300 for his team and 200 to the other
and
team.
200 for the other team with 7 touchdowns, 3 for the other team. Now 4 for the other team and 3 for his team.
Right. So yeah, that's something to factor, man. My man James Winston. Uh Man, I like Olave though, man, but
Yeah, I mean, I think he can put up the yards regardless of the quarterback.
I think so. because he's
What
another
you think?
big play receiver. He can get it. He can get his yards on one or two plays.
Yeah, he's for the season so far, he's at 302 in 3 games. He's their leading receiver as well.
Yeah, he's definitely taking that number one spot. Michael Thomas still there. He ain't the Michael Thomas of old. That boy Rashid Shaheed sound like he was in Tribe Called Quest, but he, but he, he's pretty good too, man. But yeah, Olave established as the number one receiver in my opinion. Is he going on a parlay or are we gonna revisit it though?
I think we put him in that question mark.
Because he
Um,
got to get 80 yards to get into plus
so
money.
To get plus money?
yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like it's still a couple more dogs in some of these games, but Olave is up there at the top of
he is.
that list that we got on the side, in my opinion.
Okay.
So
While we while we at it though, Mike Evans on the other side with Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans is a dog, but I like Mike Evans for a touchdown more than I do his yards because he might not get thrown the ball, but in the red zone, and it might be a 4 yard touchdown. So
Where
I
does his
don't
plus? Where does his plus lie? I think.
70 yards. That's Baker has been force feeding him the ball. I will say that.
Mm,
Um, but 70 yards is a lot in that offense against the Saints, which are at home. Saints got
right.
a great
they got a
defense,
real good defense. They got and probably
and
gonna have Lattimore on it.
Him and Lattimore, they might get ejected, so they go at it every time. They might be slapping helmets out there, so ain't no telling,
Right.
man. Yeah, I think we better revisit. Leave Mike Evans alone. We might revisit for Olave.
Yeah. I'll leave Olave in the I guess we'll call him not a dog but an underdog for right now.
Yeah, yeah, we'll put him in the waiting room and see.
Yeah.
It sounds like the way our parlay coming together is quarterback receiver. Most of
Yeah, I
our
think.
dogs getting them yards in receptions and passing, right?
We ain't put no running backs yet, but I ain't seen no dog running backs on these tickets on these games thus far.
Nah.
Now your boys in Miami, they got some. They had some dogs last week. Both of them boys rushed for over 100 yards and three at least three touchdowns apiece. But that could be a anomaly, you know.
Yeah, and the Bills are at home and they got a little bit better defense than what they saw. Well, probably a lot
Yeah,
better based on that score.
yeah. So we'll
And they
we'll see
run
in
a
this.
two back system.
I think we got a running back coming up in this next game that's proven to be. He ain't let us down on our tickets yet. Washington and Philadelphia, NFC East game matchup where the Commanders' Brian Robinson has been getting his yards. Um,
Yeah. That boy that boy's a beast.
Philly is at home. I never liked Philly against the run. I feel like you can run on them. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a division game too. It's gonna be 71 degrees out there. Perfect football well.
Perfect football weather. And get this, guys. Brian Robinson, 60 yards is a plus 116.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
His his 50 is a minus 144. So,
And his average on the season, 72 yards a game.
mm, analytics say go with the 60
Yep,
plus
72
plus.
yards a game.
Jeezy Luck say go with the 62. I'm with it. I'm with it if y'all are.
I'm with it. I'm sure our comrade PAT is with it.
Oh yeah.
We forgot to introduce y'all to. He's not on tonight, but He's a part of the team, like solid team, and we'll be bringing you his teaser parlay a little later. But
Just to give y'all
yeah,
a little bit of extra comfort over there on old Brian. The three games, 59, 87, and 70.
59, 87, and 70. Okay.
Yep. So
and
he been around that
59
60.
was week one, right?
That was week one.
Yeah, week one against
Yeah,
the Cardinals.
yeah. So yeah, I think he's trending up. So I like him for 60.
All right.
All right,
All right, like it.
like
Lock
it.
it.
Okay.
Uh,
On the other side, now DeAndre Swift, he's been balling every week except the first week, right? Week one,
except except the week we picked him.
except the week that we picked
The Mike Jinx.
him. Now, but he been trending. He been trending up since then. The only thing I'm worried about is that D line for the Commanders. They ain't no joke.
Ain't no joke.
So they got 4 first rounders.
Pause.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Pause. I had to think about that one.
That D line.
What up?
that first game,
What were you saying, Mike?
I said that first game was an anomaly because he only rushed for one. He only rushed one time. He had one carry for 3 yards.
Yeah.
The other two games, 28 for 175 and 16 for 130.
Yeah. I mean, like I say,
Mm.
that's not. That's just me though. I'm not. I ain't worried about the carries, but it's just
It's
the
the D
defense
line.
he's going up against.
Yeah,
But I
they
don't know.
are
Yeah.
they
Huh?
are at home. The Eagles are at home, so he gonna have the crowd behind him.
But are they throwing or running? Because I feel like you got a better chance of throwing on the Commanders instead of running on
Yeah, I feel
them.
like in a pool of seven, I feel like there's some. We need to look at the other games because we
Yeah,
still got a couple with.
yeah.
Man, we haven't touched on
We
Chargers, 49ers.
right, right.
Yeah,
Even though it's some more dogs in this game, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Terry Scary Terry, but they just ain't got the consistency, you know.
right.
So yeah, I think Brian Robinson might, and he might get replaced. But out of that game, I think that's the safest bet right now. But they do got some honorable mentions in that game.
Absolutely.
Who
So
we want to go?
if anybody want to take a look at DeAndre Swift, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, be our guest. But I think we can move on to the next one, which we really can probably skip this game because it's Denver and Chicago in Chicago. We saw what happened in Denver. They got the
Yeah,
70s era put up on them last week. Uh, Chicago, what's the kid name? Quarterback
Justin
Justin
Fields.
Fields.
Justin Field. He been struggling. He's good for rushing, uh, but I think his numbers are down even on rushing this year. So I would just stay away from this game, guys.
A lot of inconsistency in
Yeah,
all of
and if you're gonna go with anything on that one, probably go with the under,
Yeah.
which is 46 and a half.
The
Man, it's a
one
lot
thing
of
I
early
will
games.
say, just to think about, is the Bears' defense is terrible. So Russell Wilson might finally have a pretty good game on them.
Cook,
And
Russ Cook.
That's
actually,
his
if Denver wouldn't have gave up 70 points last week, then it probably would have showed on the stat line. I think he actually had an okay game last week, but he still
Yeah,
lost by 50.
he was coming from behind, and then his coach left him in the game in the whole game.
Pause.
Oh man.
Yeah, we gonna move on. We gonna move on, man.
Yeah, on that note.
On that note, next up, Baltimore, Cleveland. Uh, some dogs in this game, but this sounds like a slugfest to me, a low scoring game. Even though you got Lamar, you got the kid Zay Flowers who's been consistent for us. He's been on some of our parlays. He's been getting his yards. Um, Mari Cooper playing good ball.
They do have
Uh,
Deshaun Watson listed as questionable, so I'm not
okay,
sure why, but that may be something to look at.
I saw that, but he said that he was gonna play. That he was all right to play.
okay.
I did see that.
He probably went to the massage parlor and got right, so he good. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. I like the kid. I don't judge that fella, but I like Zay Flowers for 50 or 60, but again, I think we got some better options out there. Zay
So
Flowers
what?
has been coming through though.
Stay away from the game entirely, or
I, to
put
me,
just
man,
put
I
him
just
put him with Olave.
yeah, we can throw him in there just in case we need to feel something. Pause.
Uh,
It's getting late, fella.
Yeah,
You can tell. You
yeah. So
can tell.
again, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. That's a division game, and anytime Baltimore involved, you risk the chance of going low scoring. So
Yeah.
Cleveland got a good defense. Um, yeah, I think we got looking at these next couple of games. I think we got some dogs that we can get. We haven't even made it to the evening games yet. We got one more, which is the Cincinnati and Tennessee Titans. Do we feel Joe Burrow there yet? They got their first
well,
win last week.
the 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 good. I won't say. I don't think he's all the way back, but I think the good thing was him and Chase kind of got on track a little bit
Yeah,
last week. Um, I think he threw a couple of touchdown passes to him. I'm not sure like how many yards that he actually threw for, or what the reception yards were.
He threw for 259.
He threw for 259. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and his 250
No.
right now is minus 152.
Yeah,
Um,
and on the other side, I just wonder if it's a throwing game against the Titans. You know, if I feel like if they jump out to like a little lead or a little cushion, then they tend to, switch over to the run with Mixon a little bit more. I don't know if they're gonna have to slug it out with the Titans, like throwing wise.
well, they
I don't.
one thing about it, man, we can't sleep on the Titans. I mean, they record may not show it, but they one of them teams that this could be a trap game for Cincinnati because they got D Hop, and we
yeah,
might need to take a look at him too. He's gonna get his receptions and yards regardless. D Hop, he got Mike. He got Ryan Tannehill throwing to him. Uh, you just never know with this team. They at home. I don't know what the weather gonna be like because they play outside.
It's Tannehill that he's like questionable on my end because if you look at D Hop's receptions. 65 in game one, 40, and then 48 yards. So I know D Hop is easily a 100-yard receiver. So his numbers have been down with Tannehill. Tannehill only threw for 104 last game.
Mm. What
104
what did Derrick Henry rush for?
last game.
Yeah,
That's a bad toe game.
Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry last game rushed for 20 yards. Granted, the score last game was like 27-3. They only put 3 points on the board, so they were like four and out so much that they
yeah.
didn't even get too much
They couldn't
offense.
they couldn't establish the run.
Nah.
Yeah,
So
and
that's what it's Tannehill that's to me the Achilles for D Hop.
yeah
Whatever
they
that
don't
connection. And
and they don't even have D Hop listed on here yet. It's Friday night. He'll probably go on there unless he got a questionable status. But
on the
yeah,
season, D Hop in 3 games, he's at 153 yards right now.
okay, well yeah. Well, we ain't talking about nobody from the Titans. I guess the real question is, are we rolling with Jamar Chase and Burrow, two dogs?
They trending up. Like in each game, it's been more and more. So but they are playing in Tennessee. I don't know, if that makes a difference, but they trending the right way, and we know what they get capable of.
Well, and
Capable of.
this might be the game that they
Yeah,
show us. Uh, Jamar Chase is 90 yards is plus 102. He can get that. Again, slow start for Cincinnati, but like you said, they trending up.
yeah,
Uh,
Well, I think this. Well, I know just from looking at some of the stats and the rankings and stuff, the Tennessee defense ain't the same as it's been the past couple of years.
mm-mm,
So I think we might be looking at them, in the just in the view of who they used to be,
right.
and so that's another argument that I could use for Burrow and Chase, even though I still don't think Burrow is all the way back yet, but I still roll with it just because of the defense that they facing. But that's me. That's my opinion.
Yep, there's some hesitation there.
There's
Jeez.
some hesitation. There's some hesitation on my end as well.
I
So,
mean, I think we all kind of got a little hesitation on this one,
and you
Yeah.
know
but
that scared money don't go on parlays.
yeah,
Scared picks don't
yeah,
go on
that's
parlay.
I'm all for it with a little hesitation, but I'm all for it.
Zachary.
I think there's still some teams we haven't visited. The Chargers, they got some dogs, and
Raiders got a dog.
yep, the
Yeah,
Niners got some dogs. So we still got some options out there. We could put Chase up there with Olave,
Okay, we'll
because if
put them in
we,
the waiting room.
yeah,
all right.
All right. Well, let's go on to what could be a pretty good scoring game. The Raiders and the Chargers. We listen. Let's go get the Raiders out the way right now. Uh, let's get the Raiders out the way right now. Dang, I don't even see them listed yet. But
Uh,
yeah, Devontae
Devontae.
Adams. Yeah, he's not listed on. And by the way, we use FanDuel Sportsbook. So whatever you use in your location, just they might have him listed on yours right now. But right now, I mean, he's gonna be on here. But as of right now, D Hop ain't on here. They just got the Chargers players. They don't have any Raiders players listed. So tomorrow they might change. So if we want to put Devontae Adams on here, we could adjust before we put our ticket in. But Keenan Allen, who absolutely went off last week, albeit against the Minnesota Vikings, but he went He went off. And then, of course, Mike Williams, one of their second receivers, out for the season, I think with a MCL or some type of injury. So Keenan Allen is a high volume receiver. We know Justin Herbert gonna find him. He gonna get open. With that being said, his 90 yards is plus 104. His 80 is minus 140. Can he go back to back 100-yard games? I actually think he had 200 yards game last week.
Yeah, he up
200.
there. He had 402 in 3 games. So he averaging over 100 a game, average wise. In terms of a breakdown, the first game 76 yards. Second game against the Titans 111, and then against Minnesota 215.
Unreal. Let me see, man. It won't even let you go up until 150. Um, I like
I
Keenan
think
Allen
that
for
90.
90.
I
Yeah,
like him for 90.
All
So
right.
lock it or
Like it.
lock it.
Let's stamp it. I ain't gonna lock it just yet.
okay. All right.
Now we, of course, his quarterback. Um, they at home. Can Justin Herbert put up 300 yards on the Raiders?
My boy been trending. He been trending. Um, his lowest game was against the Dolphins week 1, 229.
Hmm.
Week 2 against the Titans, 305. Week 3 against the Vikings, 405.
Sheesh.
And now they
Uh,
playing Las Vegas, but they at home in LA. And
I,
Jimmy G is his opponent. That's your boy from San Francisco back in the day. Jesus, what he gonna do? Does Herbert he gonna be able to match Herbert?
I don't know because he coming off a concussion. So
Uh, yeah, it does say he questionable.
yeah, he's
yeah.
kind of questionable. I believe he's gonna play with still, but I'm looking at the score totals on the first three games for the Raiders. They scored
Mm-hmm.
17 week 1. They scored uh,
10.
10 week 2, and then Sunday night they scored 18. So they really haven't been putting up that many points. I don't see his stats right off the bat, but I don't think he been coming in close to even 250. I don't think, or if he did, he
Hmm.
might have hit that number like one time. So I would probably stay away from Jimmy G, but he does have Devontae Adams. But like Smooth said, he's not listed right now.
Yeah. None of the Raiders are listed right now on
Yeah.
FanDuel Sportsbook. So,
Okay.
I mean, for the people out there, that's something y'all might want to look into. Devontae Adams, Jimmy G. Uh, I wouldn't worry about Jimmy G on a parlay, but Devontae definitely. Um,
Let's see. I'm
Herbert,
looking at stats. Well, just real quick on Devontae. Well, like the first game he had like 60. The second game he had 87, and then last game he had 172. So, oh man,
yeah,
then Jimmy G had 324. So I lied, but it don't right now. It doesn't matter no way because we don't have them as options. So, but this is just something to keep in mind.
And
yeah,
sometimes I consider the quarterback matchups like, are they gonna duel like with each other in terms of those yards, or does Herbert? Because sometimes he can be kind of conservative. I think based on what he needs to do
Right.
versus just going out there to go get it. So, because I've seen him do that in a game where it's management. It's not like doggish.
Right,
It's just like managing the game.
right.
Yeah, but man, they playing the Raiders, who are garbage truck juice trash this year on defense. Um,
I guess the question: do we trust Herbert enough to put him on a dog ticket in a game like this?
But I mean, it's a dog. This if it's an all dog ticket, we got on some of them. We got to trust that the dog gonna be a dog.
yeah, he been a dog. We got two more evening games. We got New England and Dallas, which I don't really see dogs on that. I mean, Tony Pollard. We got a pretty good defense. New England, they're my boys. But we go into Dallas. CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, maybe. But I don't really see dogs to go on a ticket from that game. Then we got Arizona and San Fran. Now we may wanna go with your boys, G's and the Niners, and they might demolish Arizona, but who knows? Brock Purdy has been putting up good numbers, and then we know what Debo capable. We know what C Mac capable of for rushing. He might have to go on the dog ticket over Herbert, Christian
What's what
McCaffrey.
what is it looking like for McCaffrey right now?
And I'm sorry, y'all, we skipped over
On the road?
the New England Dallas game. We just gonna skip that one. We're going to Arizona and San Francisco to see if we're gonna put Herbert or a Niner on there. Um, McCaffrey, his 90 yards, rushing yards is plus 124. 80 is minus 112. At this point, with the parlay, anything minus one something would is going to help the parlay tremendously. So we don't really have to go plus with McCaffrey. It's 70 is minus 158, 80 is minus 112. We can even go 60 for minus 230, and that'll help the parlay tremendously.
I say the lower to offer the help on this particular pick. Reason why I think he has his gains, but his yardage on rushing has actually been trending down. He started off 152. His second game was 116, and this his most recent game against the Giants. And it may just be usage was only 85 yards. So his yards are trending down in terms of rush. And I don't know if it's because they're moving to the pass or if he's just not needed
Well, they
in the
throwing
run.
he getting receiving yards as well.
Yeah, and
You
those have
know,
been trending up. So
yeah, it's all-purpose yards. So
yeah,
um, playing the Cardinals. This is your boys, your division, Jeezy. We let you call this one, man.
I would I would probably say go with 70 rushing. Real quick, what is his what's what is it looking like for receiving yards on him?
you
So
mean on the rush?
there's a chance Debo Samuel might not play this week. So
And Ayuk is still out too, right? Or is he playing this week?
he coming back this week.
Okay, well they don't have McCaffrey. They only got his over and under listed, which is 27 and a half
Okay. I can see
receiving
70
yards.
yards rushing at least, especially against them.
Yeah, they got Kittle on here too, over 42 and a half receiving. If Debo be out, that might be another thing to look
Yeah.
at as well. But we talking about dogs, so McCaffrey's the dog. Um, it's your call, man. 70.
At
So
70
minus
is what?
158, minus 158, 60 minus 230. Just for context, it ain't 60. It kind of give us the same payout, a similar payout by only a few, like $200 less, $200 or $300 less. 60 and 60 might be a little safer.
Mm,
And in all three of his games, keep in mind he's rushed over 70. His lowest game was 85.
yeah, I'm still
I'm
I still feel good about the 70, just being who he is
Yeah. Well, I'm
and the
I'm good
offense.
with it.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
Let's lock it.
Okay. So the next game is the Kansas City and the Jets. They playing. That's a Sunday night game though. Um, I know how we like to go and wrap it up with the daytime games. Do we want to wait? I mean, dogs. You got Jets still got a good defense. We know they ain't got no quarterback right now. But Mahomes is Mahomes. He's a dog. Travis Kelce a dog.
Taylor Swift gonna be in the stands
Taylor
watching.
Swift a dog. Not like that for the Taylor Swift fans. I know they're gonna probably jump on. She's a dog, meaning she's a beast. Like she's gonna all the viewers and the ratings for that Sunday night game is gonna be crazy because all they've been
Yeah,
talking about is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So yeah, casual fans, your Taylor Swifties, they gonna be watching the game that night. So that's gonna be crazy. He might show out again. Um,
I'm a Swiftie, whatever they call them.
but I will say this: without Herbert, we're already at an 8-leg parlay. I know we said 7 was our number. Um, if we add Herbert, we're at a 9-leg.
I want to stick to what
Yeah,
we originally
I think we have to
calling right
stick
there.
to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
that was a calling.
well, we're gonna stay away from the Kansas City game unless we want to replace Kelsey or Mahomes with one of these guys. But so far, um, let's see who make the cut and who don't make the cut. Like I said, we got an 8-leg. We got Tua for 300, Josh Allen for 275, Tyreek for 100, Stephon Diggs for 90, um, Jefferson 100, Brian Robinson for 60 yards, Keenan Allen for 90, McCaffrey for 70. That's an 8-leg. Who do we want to get off of there? My guess,
that
my
one.
vote would be Stephon Diggs. We know he a dog, but man, he burnt us,
We
man,
burned
so
up
many
too many
times.
times. What you think, Mike?
I agree with that. For me, it was between him and I was thinking about Brian Robinson a little bit. So it's
The only
those two.
only thing with Brian, he his is only a 60 yard. He only got to get 60 for a plus 116.
Yeah, that is low. Yeah.
And Diggs got to get 90. Again, that's the type of game that Diggs could get 90 in. Another thing we got to factor in with Brian Robinson is, well, we can't call it this no more, but Redskin football. We know how they do, and PAT, you my boy, but
Yeah,
Jay, Kenny, but man, boy,
yeah. I'm
y'all.
sure if we keep doing this, people find out more and more what we talking about with the
Yeah,
Redskins
I
football.
mean, they know. If they a football fan, they know. All right, so what were we thinking, fellas, with the digs and them?
So I think we came to the consensus that if we're gonna remove someone to take it down to 7, it would probably be Diggs.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Just because of his history on our parlay.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but he burned us too many times.
Yeah. All right. So what we got right now on our 7 leg mega, we got Tua 300, Josh Allen 275, Tyreek Hill 100 plus yards. We got Justin Jefferson 100 plus yards, Brian Robinson 60 yards, Keenan Allen 90 yards, Christian McCaffrey 70. All right. I think that's a lock solid parlay in the books.
Stamp it.
Well, we appreciate y'all for rocking with Lock Solid. Fellas, y'all want to say something to close?
Yeah, real quick, we did. I think it was one game that we did leave out, but that's just because I think that was like the Monday night game, and we just generally don't put those on the parlay because that's too long of a wait.
Yeah,
And I think that's the Seattle and Giants game. I think,
yeah. Which really ain't
but
no
we just
dogs.
didn't want to. Yeah, not really.
Not really. You got some good play.
But
You got some good picks you can get from Seattle.
yeah,
But yeah, we stay away from them Monday nights. Sometimes we rock with the Sunday night games too, but we just try to go and get that money early. So yeah,
All I'm gonna say, man, is we're gonna see y'all on the other side.
see you on the other side. We'll see y'all kick off Sunday. Lock solid.